10 reasons why bakeries are closing down in Kenya. Reason number 1, going for cheap dough mixers. Behind me, we have 2 dough mixers, the Bakewit dough mixer and other dough mixers found in the market. For Bakewit dough mixer, our technician will open up as I explained. Our dough mixer can cost you 2,000 shillings maintenance for a period of 2 years. Whereas other dough mixers will cost you a whopping 300 to 400,000 in 2 years for maintenance. I want to explain this reason. This is based on the technology and the internal structure of the machine. And remember, this Bakewit dough mixers goes for 200,000 shillings, whereas this goes for about 150,000 shillings. So let's go, when we check this 30 kilos, so when we check the inside structure, you can see this is where everything, the reason why. So you can see from our dough mixer, we have stainless steel pulleys together with conductors and the chain. Let's come here. The first thing you see, we have cast iron pulleys, which can easily break anytime with quality. And we have this device, it's called a drive device. This is where that maintenance cost of 300 to 400,000 in 2 years will come from. And let me explain why. For you to understand, I need to go back to why does this have a drive device. It's simple reason. You know, in Kenya, we have many small bakery startups. They don't have single-phase, three-phase connection. So this device allows them to use this machine in single-phase connection. Also, the same machine, the way it is, you can use it for three-phase connection. Think of it like an inverter. It allows the machine to use a single-phase or three-phase, the same machine. But for Bakewit machine, what we have is the motor. Our motor is either single-phase motor. Therefore, if you buy our machine, you have to choose. Do you have single-phase? So you buy a single-phase mixer with a single-phase motor that cannot work in three-phase. Similarly, if you have a three-phase connection, you buy our three-phase model of this machine, which works only on three-phase. So Bakewit stocks 2 machines, two different versions of the same machine. One that works in single-phase, the other one that works in three-phase. For these other mixers, they don't need to do that because they have one mixer that works both for single-phase and three-phase, aided by this drive device. Now, what is the challenge about this drive device? This drive device can fail anytime for 3 reasons. Reason number 1, power fluctuation. If power fluctuates, this device is susceptible to blowing out or getting burned, and therefore you have to replace it. The second reason why this device will blow up is because of overloading the mixer. And this, I don't mean that putting in too much flour. That is one reason. But how a mixer can be overloaded even with normal baking is, for example, I put 10 kilos of flour. The rules of baking state that I have to put 5 liters of water, which must be always half the volume of the flour. So if my flour is 10 kilos, I need to put 5 liters of water. If I put 12 kilos of flour here, I need to put 6 liters of water at the same time, so that when the mixer starts mixing, it has an easy work. But what happens if I put my 12 kilos of flour here, then I first add 3 liters and start the machine? The mixer will work at a very heavy load because the dough is like a stone. If that happens, this device will blow off again. And the last reason why this device can blow anytime is in case of water gets inside here. Maybe you are cleaning or there is some water on the top of the machine and accidentally it goes inside. This drive will blow up. Why are they spending 300,000 in 2 years? Because replacing this device in the case at a go costs you 70,000 shillings. So if it burns, if those things happen anytime, if you lose this device 3 times in 1 year, it means you spend 210,000 shillings to repair this machine and to maintain it. So that is why we always say cheap is expensive. And this is one of the reasons why small bakeries are shutting down. Because if you can take in a cost of 400,000 in 2 years, that eats your margin significantly. and therefore reduces our ability to grow and compete effectively. Why will you invest so heavily in a bakery and shut it down? What is the point? Just because you want to spend 50,000 less to buy your dough mixer. What I urge you as bakers, you need to familiarize with machine specs, because all the time I'm in the sales department, they are asking only about the price. No customer has ever asked me about machine specifications. So it's high time, since all of you bakers need to familiarize yourself with machine specifications and the standards, manufacturing standards. Bakewave is very strict to our manufacturers, and we have categorically stated with them and insisted with them that they must follow this American model. This model is sold in the American and European market because those countries have put strict measures on goods that are coming in their countries to protect bakers from such kind of thing. So when we come closer again to analyze the Bakewave model, which is American models, it has other features you can close look at. I need to show other advantages of this model other than the low maintenance cost. You can imagine spending 2,000 before you close that. Can you open? I will show you that this is the belt I'm talking about. In this machine, the way it is, only this gets boosted. So this belt is the one I'm saying. You will replace this maybe after 1 year or 2 years. It costs only 3,000 shillings compared to replacing this device in this mixer anytime, which will cost you 300,000, 400,000 in 1 or 2 years, depending on if those three things I mentioned, power fluctuation, overloading the machine, and water, affect this device anytime. So therefore, I would like to show you more features of our dough mixer. It has these bearings on both sides, this side and this other side. You can show. Why are these important? These bearings are, and we can see this in this mixer, we don't have such things because they try to reduce the materials and the specs as much as possible. This ball acceleration is very, very important because this increases the speed of mixing and reduces the time of mixing. Why is this important? It allows production of high quality dough, because when you mix faster at a shorter time, you end up with a quality of dough that is soft and will give you a high quality loaf that is compact. Whereas a slow mixer will give you a poor quality loaf. That's why when you remove the slice of such a bread, you see it has dust particles. Those dust particles are components of the dough that were not mixed properly. And that is why you end up with such a kind of bread. One compact, one which is dusty. And that affects your sales because it affects directly the quality of your product. And to end this, I want to give you this, the last few days or the last 2 months, what has made us come up with this information is because I want to show you an example. There is one customer who bought cheap mixer from elsewhere, not from us. So he came to us and said, my machine has failed, and he came with this device. And he asked us, can we help him to repair? This is the same device which is found here, the drive. Okay? Exactly the same device that we call the drive. So what happened to that customer? We told him, you can see there's a batch of, it's a replica. So when you go to the Kenyan market, people who sell these devices in industrial area, they'll give you a commission of 70,000 shillings. When we told that customer that, he decided to leave this device here and leave that mixer, stop using it, and he decided to just purchase this mixer. Why? Because he realized that even if he bought a new device, that device will last like 1 or 2 months, it will blow up again. And he still have to go again and buy another device of 70,000 shillings. And that is why we are telling you as bakers, don't go for prices. When you are buying machines, every time you are focusing on prices, how much is this? This is 150, this is 200, then I'll go for 150. But it will cost you so much in the long run. And we are tired of this news. This bakery has closed down, this one has shut down. Why is this happening? Yet you have the ability to change the course of your bakery. Bakery has set up so many successful bakeries that are doing very well with the right steps. So I want to conclude and say this is only the first episode. We have 10 episodes like this. 4 of them involve equipment, 6 involve bakery management processes. So stay tuned because we will be hitting it directly. There is no sugarcoating anymore because there is a big crisis. We have a recession in all over the world. We have bakeries are facing rough time, increased cost of inputs, increased cost of raw materials, and therefore, how can they navigate and become successful bakery businesses? Remember, bread consumption will not stop. It will never stop, and it will increase every year. It's estimated that in Kenya it will increase to 500,000 to 1 million loaves every year needed because of population increase and urbanization. So bakery business will never stop. But you need to enter this business in the right steps, and Bakery is here to work with you every step of the way.